Many of us have the minig that when we tie the tzitzis with the krichos, with the between the knots, those loops between the knots, the round wrappings around the tzitzis, we do 7, 8, 11, 13. That the first one is 7, and then the first one we wrap around 7 times, then we wrap around 8 times, then after the next knots we wrap around 11 and then 13. Where do those numbers come from? And also, what does it mean? Is there some sort of a meaning to it? Does it have some sort of does it have some sort of a relevance to us? So there's a famous going that says from the passage that the Pasuk Shulchan brought down that explains that 7, 8, 11, 13 is actually 39, and he explains that there's that this number 39 is playing a role in many aspects. He starts off with the Yotzer in Parsha Shkolim. The Yotzer in Parsha Shkolim, it says in the middle of the Yotzer, Oz Ra'isa v'Safarta v'Echanta v'Chalkarta u'Madadta. When HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world, a whole bunch of lashonos, a whole bunch of words that indicate of actions. And they're going to explain that if you count it, there's 39. Why? Because although the world was created by Asara Ma'amoros, but somehow there was 39 actions in the world. 39, HaKadosh Baruch Hu made 39 actions, and those are the 39 actions that are referred to in this Yotzer in Shkolim that HaKadosh Baruch Hu used when He created the world. And the Goyim went on, and he said that there's a Tosfos in Psachim, a well-known Tosfos in Psachim, Daf Kuf Yud Zayin Amud Beis. The Tosfos in Psachim says that Beferach, the lashon of beferach, that Mitzrayim avdu behem Yisrael befarach, right? It's Tosfos Psachim Kuf Yud Zayin Amud Beis, the first Tosfos, to be a maskal mantis because Yom Tzeiss Chameres Yisrael. So it says Mitzrayim avdu behem Yisrael befarach. So the Tosfos says befarach is ba'at bash. If you go through with the system, the gematria of at bash gardak, you end up with 49. With 39. So again, and Tosfos explains that ukshenigelu mitzrayim, that when HaKadosh Baruch Hu took Klal Yisrael out of Mitzrayim, so then He told them that you're not working for the Mitzrayim anymore, those 39 malachas, but now you're working for me 39. That's his hero Ma'al Shabbos lishmois that they should be shovis 39 malachas. That's what Tosfos says. So the Goyen explains that that's why by Shabbos, by Kiddush, we say Zeicha L'Maaseh Bereishis, which is the 39 malachas that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world with, and Zeicha L'Yetzias Mitzrayim, which is the 39 malachas that we used to work for Mitzrayim. So again, those 39 keeps on coming up. Zeicha L'Maaseh Bereishis, Zeicha L'Yetzias Mitzrayim. And there's another few places. There's the Mishkan itself was we made the Mishkan with 39 malachas. Those are the 39 malachas that we got. The Lamites malachas and Shabbos comes from the malachas and Mishkan is again the number 39 malachas. And the Goyen explains that since by tzitzis we say Zeicha L'Yetzias Mitzrayim, that's why tzitzis in the parsha of tzitzis says Zeicha L'Yetzias Mitzrayim. That's why there's 39 krichos, and more than that, the 39 krichos correspond to the 4 sets of malachas that we have in the Lamites malachas. Because if you go through the Lamites malachas in the Mishnah and Shabbos in Klal Gadol, in Daf Ayin Gimel Amud Aleph, there's really 4 sets. The first set is the Seder de Pas, is making bread. That's 11. The next one is the whole process that starts off with with the whole making clothes, that's 13. The next one about writing is 7, and then the last one, which is just all the rest, is 8. So that's 7, 8, 11, 13. So in other words, the krichais by tzitzis is not only just 39, but it even corresponds exactly to the 4 sets of the Lamites Malachas. To the point that there's a Gemara a few blot later in Klal Gadol, in Ayin Daled Amid Beis, where the Gemara is talking about a few questions, and the Gemara clearly uses the numbers 7 and 8 and 11 and 13. So those are those numbers, 7, 8, 11, 13, are the numbers that correspond to the malachis. And again, we keep on having over and over this number of lamites malachis. Lamites malachis, that the world was created with lamites malachis. The Mitzrayim made Klal Yisrael work on lamites malachis. HaKadosh Baruch Hu told us to create a Mishkan with lamites malachis. We were shavis on Shabbos for more lamites malachis. And the tzitzis we wear corresponds with those lamites malachas. So what's going on here? So I was thinking like this, that we could explain it like this. If HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world with lamites malachas, and we know a concept of istaka b'raiso bara alma, which means that HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't just create we know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world. He created not just the world. He didn't just create some things in the world. He created every single action was created by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So if by creating the world He did it in 39 melachos, He instilled in this world that there's 39 actions that could be made in this world. There are 39. Those are the 39 actions that could be made. So the Mitzrayim, if there's 39 actions that could be done in this world, the Mitzrayim wanted Klal Yisrael to work their heart out. Befarach. What's befarach? The full spectrum. Every single action that could be done in the world, HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants, the Mitzrayim wanted us to do. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu took us out of Mitzrayim. But when He told us to make the Mishkan, He wanted us to make the Mishkan, and we should have the whole V'shachanti b'seicham. It should be the full spectrum. Every single action, everything should be niskadish. Everything should be focused and directed towards our avodas Hashem and the Shechina. So we should make the So we make the Mishkan with the lamites malachas. When it comes to Shabbos, we are totally shavis. We're shavis 100%, an extreme shavisa from all lamites malachas of those 39 actions that HaKadosh Baruch Hu put into this world. And by when we wear tzitzis, we want to remember that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we have to focus on avodas Hashem, that we want to remember that every single action that we do, all lamites, every single action that's possible should all be for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So again, this lamites malachas is not just happens to be a list. It's not just some sort of a list that happened to be in the Mishkan, and that's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu told us that we shouldn't do it. We shouldn't do those malachas on Shabbos. Those are the full spectrum of actions that HaKadosh Baruch Hu made the world with, and therefore by making the world with all those 39 actions, that those became the full spectrum of action that's possible in this world. And that's why the Mitzrayim wanted us to work to the bone, every single action. And we are shavis on the full spectrum of malachas that are possible, and we also remember them by the tzitzis, by the 7, 8, 11, 13, which is those 39, which is the full actions that we want to do for HaKadosh Baruch Hu.